All right. Hello and welcome back to Who's Even Listening. This will be episode number 13 in season 2. And as always, we always spread the same message: spread love and forgiveness, treat everybody how you want to be treated, and let's try to make this world a little better for everyone and the people after us. And that's really only our mission. Hopefully, we're doing that and influencing others who want to do that in their lives as well, and that's all we can do. And we have a very, very special guest that took the time out of her day to come on. We have Shelby Givens. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day. We are very excited to have you on, so thank you again for taking the time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Very honored.
Of course. No, thank you. I'm honored to have you. I would say the first thing I want you to do just before we get into everything is you want to give like a little brief introduction of who you are and just to let people know kind of who you are and what got you to the point you're at now, maybe.
Sure, sure. So, my name is Shelby Givens, and I am 52 years old. I am a certified therapeutic riding instructor through Path International. It's a professional association of therapeutic horsemanship. I've been an instructor probably for about 3 years now. My forte has always been teaching. I owned Moveville Preschool in Georgetown for a long period of time. Worked in the school district in Delaware for a great deal of time too.
Gotcha.
I ended up getting into certified therapeutic riding instructor after my teaching career. My son was a rider for a little bit of time. He is special needs autistic.
Okay.
We were told that that might benefit him early, intervention. And so we decided to take that path. That's what kind of drew me back to the horses. When we grew up, we had a couple farms around us where they did have horses. So I was there through my childhood. But as I got into an adult, I just didn't do the horses anymore until I
see.
got, with my son. And then we, started his journey with the therapeutic riding, which helped him immensely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so I have a farm. I decided to, after I got my instruction and some great deal of training, I decided to open my own place. We bought a place in Lincoln, Delaware. It's on Clendaniel Pond Road. It's 8883 Clendaniel Pond Road, and we have a 3-acre farm out there, about 3-4 acres, almost 4-acre farm out there. A lot of it's wooded.
Awesome.
We have 10 animal herd, and we do therapeutic riding for special needs children and adults.
That's amazing.
We also do able-bodied riding, community helpers. We partner up with communities like KSI.
Absolutely.
We partnered with Autism Delaware.
Awesome.
Peachtree Acres, we have them come out and they do their volunteer work with us. We get the volunteer work done. They get to get out and get with the animals, maybe get a little therapy and get
Win-win
out from
for
where they've
everybody.
been. And, some people, like them in places, they don't get to get out much.
Absolutely.
They don't have family members that come and see them much.
No.
So for them to be able to come out on the farm and be with the animals and get that peaceful time, it's important
Can
to
be
them.
anything. Yeah, be everything
Yeah, so
farm.
we do that too. We also do birthday parties, special occasions,
Oh,
different things,
awesome.
family farm days. If you're interested, the family wants to come out.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
We do all
awesome.
kinds of stuff. We gear up the animals and we walk them. We laugh. We have a good time.
Oh,
We cut it up, and yeah, I have an awesome team. I have about eight volunteers. Volunteers been really hard to get since we
I
got
can't
started.
imagine. I can't imagine.
And I have right now we've been up to 12 riders. My oldest rider's been 31. My youngest is 2.
Wow, what a gap had. Okay.
Yeah, and at this time right now we have 6 riders.
How about that?
Yeah, between the fundraisers, trying to do the grants, 501c3, we still stay real busy.
I'm sure. Good Lord, yeah.
Wear a lot of hats to,
Yeah.
obtain what you need to keep going.
Yeah,
Long days, early mornings,
I'm sure.
but it's worth it.
No, you gotta
To
love
see
it,
all
right?
those
Yeah,
animals and know
gotta
that
love it.
they look up to you, they look for you to care for them, and just to see that rider smile when they jump
I'm
up on
sure
that
that's
horse.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it means a lot to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my team's strong, and yeah, we're very hopeful for the future. We really
Absolutely.
are, and we hope to do a lot of things to our program. We have a long way to go. We just got started.
Absolutely. No, that's
And,
all.
and
I love the mission. I'm super behind that. I a lot of my family members that I'm close with and people in my family have either autistic. A lot my wife actually, a lot of her family is. So completely, it was huge for us to have you on. So
Yeah.
that's something I do think that there's not enough of for people with that around here. It's definitely hard for to find things to get them, their attention on things, and
Yes.
so I think it's beautiful that you're doing that. And I know it's not easy. I know it's one of them things where like you said, you have to love it, and it's
Yeah.
not one of the things where you see immediate, gratification.
That's right.
So I respect the
Immediate
heck out of
paycheck.
you. Yep, I respect the heck out of you for, even doing that regardless. Because the key is to everybody. I like to bring it to anything we do. If you're not in it for the love of it and you're in it for the money, don't do it.
Sure.
You're in the wrong thing. So
Yeah.
I appreciate your perspective on that because a lot of people don't view it like that anymore. So
Yeah,
I
I
love
think a
that.
lot of people with a 50c3 that aren't into it
Yeah,
don't understand what the logistics are to get started, to
absolutely.
maintain, to keep it going. Like I say, it is a lot of long hours, a lot of early mornings, long
Hmm.
days. We haven't seen a paycheck yet. We've been open 17 months.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything we make goes right back into the business.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
has to.
Yeah.
When you're in the public eye and people see you, every day, you got to make sure that things are right, things are
Hmm.
safe. People don't want to bring their children out to a place that's not safe.
Yes, ma'am. Well said.
Yeah,
Well said.
so we try to make sure that we look over everything that we need to do for our 501c3 to keep it running.
Yes. No.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am. Well, I just know you got my respect. And you got my admiration for sure.
yeah.
We need a lot more people like you.
Oh, thank you.
But I want to ask you, obviously, get into the nitty gritty of the details you
Yeah.
got here. So, I know you're talking about. You want to maybe dive a little bit deeper into your son. What inspired you to get involved with the therapeutic horseback ride? I know you said mainly it was your son, but you want to maybe give a little more detail on that if you feel you can. If not, we can move to the next one.
No,
Up
no,
to you.
no. So, the therapeutic riding for me is when I first actually started, I didn't see the big picture.
Okay.
I really didn't. All of what was detailed into it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know a lot. I really didn't. And I had wonderful people that taught me along the way to find out where I needed to
Yeah.
navigate to get to where I needed. The therapeutic riding really clicked for me, I believe, when I ended up going up to Graysonville, Maryland. I started off at a riding facility here in Delaware,
Okay.
and I did all my training there. It was absolutely wonderful facility, great people, and I got all my learnings there. That's actually where my son was riding, and I got all my training there. But when I left out of there, I needed more.
I
I
understand.
wasn't ready. I wasn't ready, and I knew that, and I needed to see that I could do it. First of all, the place that I had learned all my stuff, we'd been there a bit, and so it was like I was comfortable.
Yeah. Correct.
I
Correct.
needed to become uncomfortable. And so when I went up to Graysonville, Maryland, very uncomfortable, didn't know anyone,
Yeah. Yeah.
equine is hard.
I'm sure. I can't imagine.
Equine people, they're a different league of their own.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful league. They are, they like things done right.
Hmm.
They're particular. There's a lot to the process. It's not just, they're going up and jumping up on the horse.
Yeah.
There is so much more
I
into
can't
it
imagine.
to find out just that alone, and then to do the big thing like I did and go not just buy one horse but buy two
Yeah.
horses.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not kidding.
When you know a little bit what you're doing, but it has been the best thing I ever did as a learning
Oh,
experience
I'm
for
sure.
me. I jumped right into the hot seat and I took on a lot of responsibility that helped me grow in immense ways that I totally needed to.
I love it.
Um, I needed to grow in my self confidence. I needed to grow in general. I needed to
Yeah.
grow.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy and grateful for all the people in the equine industry that came into my life and took me by the hand and said, let's go do this.
Absolutely.
The ones that were acceptive of me and they helped me. Now, there was people that hindered me, and thank you for them.
That's true too. Yep.
Thank
That's
you
yes.
for
Well
you.
said. Well said.
I'm so glad that they hindered me to make me stronger.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, to make me know that I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when you don't think you can do it and you get in that mind frame, you stay stuck
Yes,
until you
indeed.
jump out and you say, I want more.
Yep.
I want more for my son.
Well said.
This whole legacy for me is for my son.
Mhm.
I'm not going to be here forever.
That's beautiful. I
And as
love
long
that.
as I teach him to be a good person, I don't think I can lose.
Well
I,
said. I
I
love
don't think
that.
he
I
knows. He
couldn't agree
doesn't know
more.
hate. He doesn't know me. Now he gets mad sometimes and stuff
That's
like
right.
that, a
Hey,
little
we all do. That
aggressive.
happens. That happens. I'm
But
right there with him.
he doesn't know hate in this world, and I'm
I
thankful
love
for
it.
that.
I love that.
You know.
That's the most beautiful thing you can teach anybody, in my
Yeah.
opinion. That is beautiful.
Yeah,
That
so
is
that kind of took me there, for the therapeutic. I knew I needed to grow,
absolutely.
if that
No,
helps
yeah,
any.
yeah. Because like you said, we all get comfortable in what we know and our normal routines. We're all normally routine and habit people. We all
Yeah.
get stuck in that day to day. I got to keep doing this, and like you said, sometimes it takes for you to branch out and have that one thought that gets you a little bit astray. But sometimes that can change everything for you. Because we all just we like you, we get stuck. We get stuck in our own heads, and
Yeah.
that's a lot of our issues. I think of all of us as individuals for sure. But no, that's awesome. Love that. Um, Obviously, can you, for your facility now, because obviously you got your own, can you describe your facility and the mission that drives the work that you guys do every day?
So our mission is to our mission is to bring the rider in where they're at.
Hmm.
We bring them in, you know, um, they need to have a diagnosis,
Yeah.
first of all. They come in to us and they fill out the paperwork. We usually started off with a meet and greet.
Okay.
We get to find out what they need from us. Some of them are doing 504s. Some of them have IEPs with the schools
Oh, okay. I
that they're
see. I
working on
see.
things. There's a lot to the picture. Some are medicated. We fill out all the paperwork. We get physicals. We do all that. We meet with the family. We take them on a tour. We show them everything that we have to offer. Our mission is to include everyone safely.
Absolutely.
I thought I had something written down
No,
in
you're
here,
fine.
but
You're fine.
too sure where I put
Oh,
it.
you're good. No
So,
rush. You know,
we're
we can cut
committed.
it. You're good.
Most of all, we're committed to enhance the physical and emotional well-being of our adults and children through equine assisted services,
Absolutely.
and that can go from riding. It can be psychotherapy.
Okay.
We don't do that.
Gotcha.
That's something that is in the big
In
picture
the realm
down
of
the
it.
road.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Veterans program down the road. Teens program down the road.
Absolutely.
Different things that we can do to help the community that we need to be doing as 501c3s is all down the road.
I love that.
Something to look forward to, a vision
Yeah. Absolutely. Got
for
to
us.
have
We have a
that. That's
vision
right. That's
board in the
right.
office.
Love it. Love it.
Things we're moving towards that we can check off when we've
That's
accomplished.
right. That's right.
We take pictures.
I love that.
We have the
I'm a big
picture wall.
checklist guy. I get you. I'm with you
Yeah,
there. I
like I'm
love
putting
that.
pictures on top of pictures.
I
We want
love
to put
that.
walls up as donations come in. We started to do things, get the office, get the heating and
Absolutely.
air, do the walls and stuff. And we have this big wall that we've always hung pictures.
Oh,
I
I
don't want to
love
take
it.
it off, but we know another wall is going up,
That's
so we can
right.
go ahead
That's
and
right.
replace
I
it.
love it. Love
And
the
and that's
mindset.
what makes it beautiful. But yeah, our mission is just inclusion to make a better place for the rider to feel comfortable and safe to come
Yeah. Absolutely.
and enjoy the equine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's all. Like you said, that's all we can do for anything. Just create an environment people want to be in, and that's
That's
got to
right.
sell itself. Absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
right there with you. I'm right there with you. Another thing I think is obviously there's a lot of people I'm sure that aren't really either been around it at some point. Like I'm sure there's a lot of people listening to this that might not know exactly what it is. So maybe could you explain maybe what people kind of are missing about it, and maybe like people don't know about what you do. Like if there's something that you think maybe the public doesn't really understand about it, if that makes sense.
So, therapeutic riding, I think with therapeutic riding, it's more of the adaptive, what we do to adapt the tack.
Okay.
If the rider, say for example, they have low muscle tone, high muscle tone. I think you have a question in here. How do you do that?
Yes. Yes.
Adaptive wise.
Correct.
It's just utilizing the horses. For the low muscle tone, it would be a narrow horse where they have to work on
Okay.
core.
Okay. That makes sense.
If
That
they've
makes sense.
had, if they already have that, the high muscle tone in general, the horse can be wider,
I
more of a
see.
base
Okay. I wouldn't have thought of that.
to
Okay.
focus on that. I think that they sometimes, like I did, I'm a special needs mom too, so
Yeah.
I wear both hats. I'm an instructor too. At first I was a special
Yeah.
needs mom, and then now I'm an instructor. So when I was a special needs mom, I would look at the instructor and I would have questions about what they
I'm
were
sure.
doing.
I'm sure.
Now, being an instructor and a special needs mom, and I've worn both hats, I
I
know
agree.
exactly what they were doing. And at sometimes I might not have been too kind,
Yeah.
or I might not have understood
Oh,
and
absolutely
been,
understandable.
like, what are you doing? But now I understand from their point of view what they were
Yeah.
trying to do,
And now
why the
you got both
lessons got
sides of it.
shortened,
Yeah, yeah.
why they did what they did.
Absolutely.
And I can be better on my views now as to when the parent comes to me
Hmm.
and is feeling that same way.
Yeah, because you've got
I
that's
can relate.
awesome. I'm glad you brought that. Yeah, that's a big dynamic. Yeah,
Yeah.
to have that both sides. Because, like you said, you kind of there's really no bias there because you've dealt with both ends, so you kind of have a good compass of where to tell someone,
Yeah, because
if they're
I
right or
think when
wrong. So
the end of the
that's
day,
awesome.
when at the end of
That's
the day,
awesome.
what we all want, if regardless if you're a special needs
Yeah,
parent or a parent of an able-bodied, we just want that connection of the rider with the horse.
absolutely.
To have that connection that you always learn about when you're younger. I just believe that. I believe that the equine is so therapeutic. Just the magnetic field alone is like
Yes,
10 times more than ours. I mean,
I'm
they
sure.
overcome us as soon as we get into their field,
Well
into
said.
their grace field.
No, that's true. That's well
So I
said.
believe that, just in general, it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
It's a process. It's a process of learning who the team's going to be.
Hmm.
It's a process of learning what horse works. It's a process of learning about the rider and their family
Yes.
and building that connection that we can both grow on. There's nothing more beautiful than to see that rider that makes that connection with maybe a sidewalker,
Hmm.
and they look for that person when they come
Oh,
out to the farm.
that's awesome.
They say Miss Marie's not here today. You can see that, like, oh,
No.
like they
Yeah,
they
they were
they
waiting
need Miss
for him.
Marie.
Yeah,
Miss
yeah.
Marie has that, hitch in her giddy up.
Yeah,
They
that the
like
energy
her,
they like. That's right.
and when she's not there, it's missed.
No,
And so, yeah, we try to be a good team, and everyone has a part in our team that's very important.
I love that.
Yeah.
'Cause like you said, every person, all of us just want to feel like we're included, that we feel accepted, that we feel appreciated.
They bring
Really,
it all to the
we all
table.
want to feel appreciated. That's key. I
Yeah,
love that. I love that.
yeah.
I absolutely love that. Um, obviously, same similar question. But I think you could expand on this. How do you see horseback riding benefit children and adults with special needs, like as in physically, emotionally, and socially? Because I'm sure there's a lot of elements that'll help them with, not just from the physical aspect, but even like dealing with, I'm sure, people too. I'm sure to help you to interactions as well. I'm sure. Maybe you can expand on that a little bit.
Yeah, physical, emotional, and all that is very important. I think that's with everyday life.
Yeah,
My
absolutely.
social, my physical, my emotional, how I'm feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
The physical, I believe, would be, just in general, the core.
Okay.
We're working on getting the core stronger, getting the leg muscles stronger. The special needs body has suffered a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
it
sure.
needs work to get up. That's where the sidewalkers come in, the leaders, the whole entire team.
Gotcha.
Just everything in general. It's focusing on getting the rider what they need for their body. So I believe the physical is all that.
I see.
Just in general, them carrying their gear,
Yeah.
coming out and doing it. It's hard to come out to learn all
Oh yeah.
the gear,
Yeah.
to learn all the grooming tools, to groom, to tack, to
Yeah.
mount, to ride.
Absolutely.
All of it is important, and it's very physical.
Yeah.
When you get done riding or whatever the next day, you're going to
Pretty
feel it
exhausted.
if
Yeah.
you've done
Yeah.
it properly.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah.
No, that's a big deal. 'Cause like you said, yeah, I'm sure it's a nice little kind of like a workout form too. Like you said, yeah,
Yeah,
to get
everybody
done
always
feeling.
makes that gesture. You
Yeah.
look like you've been riding a horse. That's how it's
That's
got
true.
to.
That is funny. I didn't think about that.
That's
That's
how you
true.
feel. Like
That
you've
is
been riding
true.
a horse.
That is true. That is true.
The
Uh,
emotional, it's just the regulation. Some of the riders, they might be medicated.
okay.
Some of them might just need um, that one-on-one with the rider, the one-on-one with the instructor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have some riders that, I look up to them and they look up to me.
No, I love
I
that.
look forward to seeing them when they come. I do my
Absolutely.
lesson plans. I find out about them.
That's
I,
right.
I implement my games into the riding.
Oh.
For example, we have a game called Build the Cheeseburger. You
Okay.
get to pick from 10 cards how you want to build your burger.
How about that?
I
Okay. I
hide
like
all the
that.
condiments throughout
Oh, that's
the
cool.
place,
That's pretty cool.
and using your right rein, left rein. You
Yeah.
you find your
I
condiments you
love
want on
that.
your card. At the end, I eat the burger. They eat the burger. The horse eats the burger. The whole team eats the burger. We
That's
pretend,
awesome.
and it's fun.
That's all. I like that.
It's
That's funny.
learning, and we can change the burger up. So
That's right. Now, that's cool. No, that's neat. I didn't. That's pretty cool. That's
and
pretty
then
cool.
the social, it's just getting out.
Yeah.
How many times has my son, if he could, he would just stay dormanted?
Yeah. And
You know what I
stuff.
mean? He
Yeah.
would stay inside.
Yep.
But it's getting him out, getting him doing stuff, getting him fresh air, getting
Yeah.
him vitamin D, sunshine,
Well said.
social, like I say, making relationships.
Absolutely.
We have two horses, sometimes riding the riders together. If a rider comes, shows up, right behind another rider, they meet each other and they're same age. It's like we tweak it to, maybe they can ride together. Maybe we can
Absolutely.
do
So
that
everything's a little
together.
different each day. That's right. Yeah.
Trying to, put a different spin on
I
things.
love that.
Learning how to build the relationships young.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
No, that's
it's good
awesome.
to have a friend.
Absolutely well said. Now we all can use that. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And obviously, I know you had your son's success story, but can you maybe share another one that you've had that's a real, one that really, oh,
No worries.
you got her.
Yeah.
One that really sticks out to you, maybe that you want to share.
Oh gosh, we had a lady in Maryland when I was there. She was a rider. She had been there already for a while before I got there. I always had issues with getting her just right to get that pelvic, locked in to
Okay.
get her always flagellating,
I see. I see.
flagellating. And so we adapted the tack with Velcro here and there, and one day it just happened, and there up she went,
How about
and it
that?
lasted through the whole lesson.
Oh,
It was absolutely beautiful, and it was almost like we had worked so hard for it, like
that's
we was
right.
exhausted,
Finally there.
but fist pumping, everybody was happy about the whole entire ordeal. But yeah, that.
I love
And
that.
just in general, to see that rider get up for that first time and start going around that first turn where the horse kicks in with the gate.
Yeah.
When you see him get that,
The
because
wobbles.
nothing's the horses simulates the walk.
I see.
So when the horse his gait is almost like they're walking.
Oh.
And so they got that big smile comes.
Oh.
And
I love
that's
that.
what the most beautiful thing is.
Okay, I love that. No, that's awesome.
Or they yell to mom, "Hey mom!"
Yeah, true. Oh.
Yeah, that's always
I
good
love
too.
that. I
Yeah.
love that. I know you did talk about this a little bit, but I was just kind of curious too. 'Cause I'm sure that there's obviously I don't know how long typically people go for. Like, is there like a kind of like a I guess like a set kind of time limit that you're kind of there, or is it kind of something you should do the rest of your life? I guess what I'm saying, like if you are going to where you're going, like, would you do it for like a year or two, or what's like the set limit you would say for most people? Or is it kind of different each case?
I think it's different each
Different each
case. I
case.
do. I
Okay.
do believe that. I believe if you work as being an instructor and you do your lesson plans and you work on the growth of it,
Mhm.
you work with the family and the parents on where you want to be, or where you find out where they want to be, and
Gotcha.
where the child needs to be, and you all work together to work forward for that. I believe that's the best.
Okay, fair enough. So
Formula.
kind of just both parties kind of this is
Yeah,
where
I
we
mean, you
want to
can
be.
ride.
Kind of.
I never discourage riding.
No, yeah.
Ride all the time. I don't get to ride like I want to ride. I wear so many hats that I don't get to ride sometimes.
sure.
Weeks, months,
Wow.
but me with what I'm headed towards now is body works on the equine to be a equine body massage
Oh, okay. Okay.
person. I would rather be on the ground, than ride sometimes.
Fair enough, but
That
at least you know
intimate
where you want. That's right.
relationship, the
Yeah.
closeness that you have with that equine, I could never put a price on that.
No, absolutely. See,
Yeah.
hey, you found where you want to be. That's all that matters.
That's
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Um, obviously, I'm talking about this because I was kind of curious from this. I know a few of my friends have horses, but not for that. Most of the ones I know are for racing types. Like how we got a lot of the racing now
Yeah.
here. But
I have a racer.
okay, no,
Yeah,
yeah. As I said, most of I've never. Yeah, so I've only personally known people with those. But what kind of training would you say that it goes through for a horse to get to that obviously level that they got to be at to be that docile in a sense?
So Path International, who we
Okay.
are through, they have a whole entire thing of what you need to do.
Okay.
They want you to do no less than 90 days.
Well, okay.
And when the horse is ready.
Yeah.
It might take him 6 months.
I'm sure there's some horses
Might
probably
take him
don't, right?
9 months.
Yeah.
It's all about when you build that relationship with them and when they're really ready. I'm
Okay.
being serious. I heard someone say, that was going into something. They said, "What, when you're ready, go ahead and go." And it's like, no, when the horse is ready.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure it's
and
a little
that's
different.
that. I believe that's the biggest thing. It takes a lot of sensory issues.
Oh,
You
I'm
have to
sure.
bring a wheelchair in. You have to like run trash bags, sensory.
Yeah.
You put them through obstacle courses that there's sensory and sensory and sensory.
How about that?
Pool noodles, you're hitting them with. You're bouncing balls off them. You got riders that are not disabled, but
Yeah.
you're
Trying to
riding
mimic something. Yeah.
sideways on them, to see how they act. You're riding sideways
Wow.
on them.
Wow.
I'm running up real fast on them when a rider, that's not a rider
Yeah,
that
you got to be
we're
prepared for that.
practicing
Yeah.
to prepare. You have to emergency dismount. You have to learn those things.
How about that?
It's just a lot.
How about that?
Yeah.
Now, other question I had, just curious, would you say that like each horse, like most horses can get to that point, or is it only certain horses that kind of are able to do that? Like, would you say like all horses can get to that point, or not? Not really. I was kind of curious how that worked.
I would say, with my expertise, that's probably not a question that I would answer and be exactly correct.
Sure. No, no, I was just curious. So you don't
But
know. I was just curious.
it takes
I'm
time
sure.
to get that horse ready. I mean, you have to, they're gonna have to go through a team going into a chute maybe to bring the lift in. Okay, so you got the horse
Ooh.
that's standing there. Okay,
Okay.
he's already a prey horse.
Yeah.
So he's all about fleeing. So now you got a horse that's in a chute,
Yeah.
and about 70% of the accidents actually happen at the mounting block.
Really?
And
Okay.
so you got a person on each side.
I
A
see.
person is at the front of his head.
Wow.
You got somebody at the back. Now this lift is coming in. It's making a little bit of noise,
Yeah.
probably coming down. Now the rider is in the chute with them, coming, or in the lift,
Yeah.
coming down on the horse. Everybody's trying to do their job,
Oh
and he's
my.
just maintaining where he's at. And so you have to think about what you go through to get
Yeah,
him to
I'm
that
sure.
extreme.
I can't
And it's a
imagine.
lot of long days.
I can't.
The
Yeah.
instructors have a lot of long days.
Yeah.
It's a lot of trainers, the trainers of the horses
Jeez.
that come in and you know work their hardest.
Yeah.
When I was learning, I had a trainer and she was fabulous,
Mm.
absolutely fabulous. She firm, honest, just fabulous.
No, that's yeah. I
It,
was
it, it
just
takes
curious.
a huge team to
Yeah.
get that horse prepared to become a therapeutic
I
riding
can't
horse.
imagine. I was just
And you
yeah.
would be so
I can't
surprised.
imagine.
Actually, the horses, like I tell you, I have one that was a racetrack. He was a cart horse, standard bred trotter,
Wow.
and a lot of race days. And it's almost like he knows that that child is special needs. He just kind of calms right at the gate
How about that?
and welcomes them.
That is impressive going from that
Yeah.
kind of fast pace to dialing back like that.
Yeah,
That is interesting.
and just stories you hear of animals that are not taken care of properly or abused, and
Yeah.
they become these therapeutic horses that
Oh,
these children tell stories about
that's
their whole
awesome.
life. It's
That's
just
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is.
I don't
That
think they
is.
get enough credit.
I'm with you. No,
Yeah, I spoil mine. I
absolutely.
try to or
Oh,
whatever.
I love that. Yeah, I'm with you there.
They got
'cause
booties and stuff,
they are
so
no, they help us a lot. That's for sure.
yeah.
It goes both ways. That's for sure. Um, obviously, I was going to ask you this too. You were talking about you only have two horses right now. You said right.
We have two.
Two.
Yeah.
So I know. So I'm sure like there's a little different in between both of them. Like, how would you say like when you bring them in? Like, is there a certain kind of type that you match to each one? Like one rider to, like if a rider comes in, like is there a certain one that's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
matched to each one? Like I'm sure they got a little differences,
like we
right?
talked about the different muscle tone, with
Oh
with
yes,
the
yes,
wider
yes,
horses,
yes.
and then you got the more narrow horses, different things like that. Just if you have a horse that might have a little bit more patience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just it's the horse, it's the team, it's the instructor, it's the leader, the sidewalk, it's everything.
Yep.
It's the environment.
True.
You know,
That's half of it. Yeah.
just everything in general. It's got to be a huge, it's just a huge everything.
Yeah.
Family coming, being on time, the tack being proper,
Absolutely.
everybody being in their right mind. I make sure my team meets me early. We talk about the rider that's going to ride. If anything's going on, if somebody feels sick
Like a little
and
pre-meeting.
they
Yep. Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
feel that they can perform properly, I will cancel the lesson.
I don't blame
Would
you.
let them know that I just don't have enough help, or
Correct.
try to, it has to be done safely.
Correct. Or it's not
So,
worth it. Well said.
if that happens, that happens. I would rather take the responsibility of canceling a lesson than have a person come in and something goes south and them not be on their
Absolutely.
point like they
Absolutely.
should be.
Completely understand. I
Hmm.
respect you for that.
Yeah.
Completely understand. And this is another question I was curious about too. We had on here. What are common, like for example, a new rider comes in. What would you say like the most common or few common things that really is fearful for them at first, like to get used to when they first come in?
It's a horse.
Just
You always
just the
been
horse in
told the
general.
horse
Yeah,
kick
they're
you,
just a little
or
gidgety.
horse hurt you, or bite you, and stuff like that. I think it's just common
Yeah.
knowledge that you need to learn about the equine industry. I really do. You're fearful of the back end kicking. You got the big safety zone you're supposed to go around with the
Mm-hmm.
new rider and all. Once you get into knowing the horse, learning the horse, keeping hand on the back of the horse while you go around his whole area
Yeah.
is able to be done.
Gotcha.
It's just a whole learning process. We sometimes are taught things that when we get older doesn't fit
I
the
agree with
version
that.
of what we were actually taught. So
Absolutely.
I believe that too. They're just fearful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, the big, and they need to probably be, because
Yeah.
they are very huge and they don't watch their feet. You know
Absolutely.
what I
No,
mean? So,
absolutely.
yeah, that,
No, I was just
yeah,
curious. Yeah, I figured that would be. I was just, yeah, I was curious.
yeah.
And obviously, I know there's obviously when you have someone come, there's obviously families involved and their caregivers. So like, how do you kind of get them involved too to feel connected, like they're a part of the process too? You
So
know?
we offer something at Muzzle to Tail, with the special needs riders. If you're interested in being a part of the riding lesson, we will train you in that
Oh, okay,
aspect.
awesome. Oh, that's
If you want
awesome.
to do.
That's
Now,
awesome.
mind you, being an instructor, you kind of learn things. Now, there, is times that the family can help, and then there's times,
Absolutely.
where the family might
I'm
hinder.
sure. I'm sure.
Like say auntie and mom wanted to join. I've had a lesson where they have joined and then it didn't go so well.
I see.
But when they were removed and another team put in place, utilized, now they're post and trot. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about, you figure out what the rider needs.
Yeah.
And we do offer training for the family members who want to be a part of.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Yeah.
blame. Like you said, it doesn't. You
Yeah,
can only.
they're always welcome to
Absolutely.
sit on or outside
I
of our
love that.
arena. We have different places that they can sit as the ride goes on throughout
Oh.
the facility.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
That's awesome. No, that is neat. If somebody who's curious and doing it too, that's neat. I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it makes them feel a part of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I actually had
Absolutely.
a parent yesterday that said the place that they went to, they kind of shoot them away to go sit in the car
Oh,
while the rider was going on. We don't do
how
that.
about that?
We
That is.
encourage
Yeah, I would hope so.
to be a
Yeah.
part of. Now we don't want you to stand and yell
Yeah,
things
make
and
it
do
bad.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't.
like,
Yeah.
but I think that the rider sometimes looks for that parent. I
True.
know at times it's like, Mommy, look at
Kind of like
me.
a safety
Or are
blanket,
you
kind of.
videotaping? Or are you taking a picture of me?
Mm-hmm.
I think they look for that. It makes them
Absolutely.
feel good. You know what I mean?
Get
And
a
it's a
little
big
attention out. That's
accomplishment to get
right.
up on that horse.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'd have trouble myself. I know I
I
would.
know my husband's fearful. He's
Yeah,
like,
I
I'm
know.
never going to be up on that
Yeah,
horse.
they're better than me. That's for sure. I couldn't do it. So no, I'm right there with you. Um, I want to get into this too because I think this is something that's honestly, I feel like there's probably a lot of issues with this too, and you could maybe expand on this. But a lot of people might not know what the insurance can cover and if it can't. So like I was curious, say depending on what your insurance is or what you go through, I'm sure there's a lot of gray area there. If
So
you
are
want to
we
maybe
talking
explain.
about insurance to cover my property, farm property? Or are
No,
we
more like
talking
insurance.
about
If somebody was to like, for example, come like with a child, like how would that? Is there insurance in place for that for anyone or at all or no? None.
So
I was just
unfortunately,
curious.
and that's a big
That's
big
what I was
thing that
wondering.
we are working on.
Okay.
We actually had a mom that it was a suggestion for us. It's always a suggestion for us to reach out to your constituents.
Okay.
Therapeutic riding is not covered by insurance.
How about that? Okay.
You have respite, but that's just to take care of the special needs child.
I see.
To give the parent, the caregiver, provider a little bit of a break,
I
a little
see.
cushion, and that's needed in special needs so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
the caregiver needs care.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, you got to keep that glass full.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
when it's half empty, you don't have anything to give to the other. So,
Well said.
yeah, but the insurance is not covered.
Okay, I'm glad you
I
said
would
that.
say, as a therapeutic riding instructor, as a owner of a therapeutic rider, please, please, please contact your constituent.
Yeah.
Push, you know, we connected with, I believe, 4. We wrote letters, were written to them. 2 connected back.
Okay.
Then we connected back. Nothing back as of now.
I see. I see.
So it's important that we just stay connected. They just don't know what coverage would do to help
Yeah.
the rider who needs to get on the equine.
Absolutely. So that's something that needs to get
It
we need
is.
to get worked on then
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
To find a way to get insurance for
Yeah, it's
people.
another hat for us. I
Okay.
would go up all day if I had the time to.
No, yeah.
It's something that we're looking forward to put maybe a team in place, or maybe 1 or 2 people. I guess
Okay.
that would be a
No,
team
yeah.
that would maybe be able to go up to legislation hall, maybe be able to push the
Absolutely.
mark a little bit, maybe be able to
No,
write the
well, I'll help
letters a
you with
little
anything with
bit.
that for sure. I think that's something that's very needed because I was because like I said, I didn't have too much information until I wanted to bring you on because I didn't know what that was for people. So
Yeah,
so in a sense, really, unless you have the money to do it, it's really difficult for you to get into it. In a
it
sense, in
is,
a
and
sense.
when you look at it, I only charge 65,
Yeah.
for 75 minutes. Well, 75
That's
now.
still great. That's
Our
great. Yeah,
prices have
that's
gone
very,
up.
very beyond
75.
reasonable. Yeah.
For 75 minutes, it's a dollar a minute.
Okay.
It's really an hour ride lesson. We take that 15 minutes to meet and greet the horse. If there's anxiety levels, stuff like that, gives them time to bring it down. Well, we don't burn that hour up
Yeah.
for them. They're paying good money. We know that.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
So when you think 75, you're
Yeah.
talking 150, 2
Yeah.
weeks, 300 a month. That's a
Yeah.
great bill.
No, yeah.
Yeah. That insurance could help with.
Absolutely.
And
No.
why doesn't it?
I agree. That's why I'm
Why
upset
does
at
it
even
not
hearing
come?
you say that. That's upsetting
It's
to
been
me,
around
honestly.
forever.
That's
So
very
many
upsetting.
studies, I believe, have been done to
Yeah.
where it truly does help
Yeah, that's upsetting to me. We
the
gotta
rider
fix
that
that.
needs it.
We gotta
Needs a
fix
therapy
that because
riding.
that hurts me because like you said, that should be available for people if
To
they need
utilize
it.
people like you that have a
Completely agree.
podcast that can speak out to people,
No, we need to
and
get
say we
that.
need this for our children.
Absolutely.
We need this for our adults.
Well said. No,
When you think about it, the adults, once they turn 18, 21 with special needs or whatever, they're kind of on their own.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And therapeutic riding for them, just to have a day to go
could be
out, is
everything. Yeah,
everything.
I know. That
Kind of like
upsets me.
Special Olympics.
I agree. No,
Hmm.
absolutely. I couldn't agree more. No, we need to figure that out. That's upsetting to me because
Hmm.
that's uncalled for. There should be, like I said, there's certain things in me that we, as governments and as people, we all put money into things that, in my opinion, I always bring this up. Where our priorities seem to always be in the wrong place, and
Yeah, at
our
times.
priorities need to get fixed and realize that let's really help people that really need the help. Let's not just pass out money to everybody. Let's really focus in and make sure that we're giving people that truly need this help, and that's something that should be getting help,
Yeah.
in my opinion,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. No, that hurts me to hear you say that. So we're gonna have to try to figure some ways out locally to get
Sure, we're
get
willing
that
to do
going. Get that
anything.
going. I'll
Yeah.
help out as much as I can.
Hmm.
Um, obviously, for those who don't have coverage, what would you say for you that you're trying to do to make it more accessible, if from your end? I know you said with the pricings, I think that's a great idea. But what would you think that we could do even to try to, is it just kind of is what it is kind of thing at this point, or I was just curious from
I'll
your end.
never believe it is what it is.
Fair enough.
I'm
I
always
love
the
that.
fighter that's gonna
Love that.
put
I
the
love to
iron
hear
in the
that.
fire somewhere.
That's right.
I just I think it's special needs is tiring.
Yeah.
It is. I can say that as being a special needs mom. Sometimes you got to pull things from places that you had no idea that you even had that power
Yeah.
to come from. So when you talk about, I'm trying to get medical insurance and I'm trying to get my son this and glasses and different stuff, and oh hey, let's add to it, he needs therapeutic riding too, and now I got to go fight for that too. Gosh, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, gosh, I add a little bit my time to that too. And then,
Yes.
where are you pouring from? That cup we talk
Yeah,
about. There it is,
exactly.
empty again. And
Exactly.
so it's like you just got to find those people that want to fight.
No, you're right. You gotta have somebody
Maybe hitting
driven.
the younger
Yep.
generation
Well
that's coming
said.
in that wants to, say, hey, we need this
Yeah.
for our children. And we're not going to stop unless we get it.
I love that. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because it's, yeah. No, You gotta just keep fighting. That's all we can do. Like you said, there's a lot of times where I think it's a lot of people. That's why I admire your personality and mindset so much because a lot of people I do feel in this, especially about how negative the world is. We all, the same thing that it's obviously prices for things are sky high. There's just a lot of hardships on people. So
Sure.
it's obviously very difficult for I think people to see that light at the end of that tunnel in this time right now. So, but like you said, that's all we can. We have to.
Yeah,
Even if we can't, you got to. So I love your I love your
y-
a bit way you approach things. It's
yeah,
well thought.
I've had a parent, say to me, I'm all about, I'm all about the person.
Yeah.
I've had a parent say to me, I can't afford to ride the horse. I get teared up. I can't afford to ride my child I can't afford to pay to ride the horse. What can I do? Can I do volunteer work or something that's going
Oh,
to help me to
yeah.
get my child in the saddle?
I love
And
that.
I am like, it took so much to ask
Yeah.
that I would be so foolish to not accept anything that parent wants to do.
Oh,
So I would say, yeah,
I love that.
come volunteer, when you can,
Yeah.
and we'll go ahead and take that off the bill.
No.
I've said that to her when they ask me.
I love
It's
that's
not something
awesome.
that we encourage,
No,
but I
correct.
believe if someone can get that much, intuition
Yeah.
to ask a question like that, and
Absolutely.
if if you don't ask, the answer is always no.
That's well said. Well
So
said.
yeah, we have done that,
I love that.
and
That makes me
I'm
happy.
willing to train or teach if you want to learn anything. I'll teach you.
I love that.
I'll
That's
train you.
awesome. That's
If that's
awesome.
what you want to learn, I want you to grow.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
No, we need that's awesome. I admire the heck out of you for that.
yeah,
But and also you kind of talked about this, but obviously for you, maybe I know you talk about your big plans. You got a lot of
yeah,
checklists in your stuff. So
yeah.
what would you say for your program in the next few years? Where do you kind of see it going? Where's like your big picture for you in the next few years?
I don't even know where to start. I guess communicating properly with the community helpers and people that we need to communicate with professionally,
Yeah,
kindly,
well said.
and to the best of our ability. Um, when you're in the public eye all the time, you gotta pick and choose your battles.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
know, sometimes you gotta, you gotta step up.
Yeah,
Show up,
yeah, yeah. You're right.
dress
You're
up. I
right.
guess the thing is dress up, get up, dress
Yeah,
up,
that's
show
right.
up.
Get up. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
that's what we have to do. And yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, that's about it. No, that's I love it. It is that simple though. It's like
yeah,
it's sometimes we overcomplicate things, but it is that simple. You're
yeah.
100% right.
I'm one to do that.
Um,
I'll overcomplicate it real quick.
we all
I'm
do it.
growing
But
though.
that's
A
right. That's
lot of
all that
growth going
matters.
on.
That's all that matters. I'm right there with you. I guess the other thing I wanted to ask you, what advice would you give the parents or individuals who are curious or maybe hesitant to try therapeutic riding?
Don't, don't hesitate.
Yeah, yeah,
Really, explore
yeah,
any option that you have for early intervention. Please explore, especially when autism is in play.
absolutely,
Early intervention is the best of anything for anything,
absolutely.
really. Nipping it in the bud.
Yeah,
Finding out what providers work for you and can help.
yes,
There is help out there. There is help out there.
yes, indeed.
Not insurance wise to pay for the riders,
No, yeah,
but
but we
there
can find ways to
there
do it.
there
That's
is
right.
help out
Yes,
there.
ma'am.
Maybe somehow to tweak or manipulate something to work in our benefit at the end of the day to
Absolutely.
get what we need.
Absolutely.
And,
Couldn't agree more.
yeah.
And Shelby, I just want to say thank you for sharing your passion and your expertise with us. And obviously, we're going to put your websites up for people. I'm going to edit that in so people can make sure they find that. And obviously, she brought us some really cool stuff out here. So we
The
got a little
frisbee.
frisbee here and stuff. We got some stickers. She was too nice, and she brought me this as well, which was too nice of her. Too nice.
We do
Very
3D
nice.
artwork for our
Very nice.
fundraisers.
So I had to
And I'd
share
like to
that.
send a shout out to Ron, my husband, and Cade,
That's right. That's
Cade
right.
Meyer,
No,
and
that's
also
right.
to Cheryl Halford, like
Go
we
ahead. You
talked
got this.
about.
You got
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah. I'd like
That's
to give
right.
out for Carmology Jewelry. She's a partner of ours. I'd like to give a shout out. And everyone, parents, everyone
Absolutely.
who supported us through anything. We'd like to DDDS all of it. We'd like to say thank you in so many ways. We really appreciate everything you've done for us, all the support,
Absolutely.
everyone who comes out, all our fundraisers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate
Of
everything
course.
that
I'm
you
sure
do.
they appreciate you too. You're an awesome person. And
Yeah.
we appreciate you once again taking time to come on here. It means a lot because we were very happy to have you on. And as always, we're definitely put a donation link for your site as well, so we make sure people can hopefully send some donations to that as well. It's a great cause. Like I said, and hopefully we can find ways to start a little wave here to get the insurance trying to get figured out for this, because that hurts me. We got to figure that out. So we're going to try to figure that out as much as we can. And as we always say on here, spread love, spread kindness, spread forgiveness, ELE, everybody love everybody. Let's try to do our part and make this world a better place for all of us. And that's all we can do. And try to have a mindset similar to Shelby's. And let's all try to embody just being there for one another. Let's make each other have a better day. Let's just be a positive influence in people's lives. And there's so much negativity out there going around. Let's try to be the positive light in it. And make sure we're doing our part and leading by example and spreading love, spreading forgiveness everywhere we go. And that's all we can do. And hopefully the rest of it will take care of itself. And Shelby, thank you again for taking the time out of your day. And we're going to try our best to get that calls going for you, because I appreciate your work, and we need a lot more people like you in this world. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thanks for
Shelby,
having me. We appreciate you.
Anytime. You come anytime. You come anytime you want.
Yeah.
But as always, spread love. Have a good night, good morning, good breakfast, wherever you are. And make sure you go to West Side. Shout out West Side. And as always, spread love. ELE. Everybody love everybody. And y'all have a great night. This is Who's Even Listening, signing off.